are still analyzing the data from the attack, but we can confirm that General Ares...
Hello, and welcome, citizens of the galaxy. This is Underground Radio, and I am your host, Radio Whisper. This will be a 15-minute broadcast, as hacking into the Galactic HoloNet is very difficult, especially for those listening and watching at the First Order. I apologize for the sound of this radio network, as it is heavily encrypted. This is my first broadcast on a galactic span, but this is not my first rodeo on the radio. I will be informing you of news around the galaxy that I have been informed via other news networks and messages from you, the listeners. On today's docket, the collapse of not just one galactic power, but two of the oldest institutes since the end of the Plague. The One Sith Empire and the Galactic Republic of Planets have failed. The Republic planetary government has fallen under the weight of its constant defeat on two fronts, one by the onslaught and invasions of the One Sith Empire, and the other by the vicious raids and attacks by the powerful Mandalorians. Their collapse leaves a power vacuum in the core worlds that haven't been seen since the disastrous Netherworld pandemic. However, the new powerhouse of the Galactic Alliance is moving swiftly to secure these worlds before they are gobbled up by the Mandalorian war machine. Leave your comment below on who you would rather rule your planet. The other failed state of the One Sith Empire collapsed from their failure to secure its borders against the threat of the Galactic Alliance. This furthered their Force users to turn on the government, and a silent civil war erupted. Taking this chance of chaos, the Galactic Alliance furthered their campaign against the Sith. Their last target would be the capital world of Coruscant. That victory alone, the Empire was doomed, and mismanagement of their economy just shattered their central support, and the galaxy stood by as the once mighty Empire fell to its knees. Rebellions erupted across the galaxy as the Sith and the Republic shattered into a million fragmented groups of Force users and rogue soldiers. What was that? Understood. Unfortunately, it seems that someone is trying to take me off the air. I will be right back with more news. Until then, a word from our sponsors. And also, they don't really sponsor us. It's just black noise to occupy the time, so don't hold it against them. Thank you.
Looking for that perfect getaway from the everyday? Imagine yourself whipping through the twists and turns of the Twin Canyons on the speeder bike 1 minute, and exploring the glowing yellow crest of the Twin Canyon mines the next. Picture yourself taking your love's breath away while catching a glimpse of the color-changing flowers in the Valley of the Storm, followed by an extravagant dine-out experience at Plenty's, overlooking the sunset at Rock Point Bay. Your younglings will be thrilled to join the University of Commoners circus camps while you tour the Grand Presidential Palace and elegant embassies from around the galaxy. Delve into Chasen City's fashion and designer districts to inspire your artistic flair. Tantalize your taste buds in our award-winning restaurants and savor our famous Commoner brandy in all its fabulous flavors. For that perfect getaway, come to Commoner. We're not your common destination anymore.
Okay, it seems the party involved has been stopped, or at least slowed down marginally. Now, where was I? Yes, the rebellions. In other news, a rebellion against the Order of the Silver Jedi has erupted on Korriban late last week, hours before the eruption of the weapon on Castamere. Some have said that the two events are connected, yet no evidence can link the two groups together. This rebellion was attempted to be put down, yet failed, even as the Silver Order commander successfully killed thousands of people on the planet's surface. The leader of the Order reprimanded this individual, and I shall quote the Grandmaster himself, Thoron Heavenshield. This individual is hereby declared an outlaw and war criminal by the order of the Silver Jedi, and she will be answered for her crimes one way or another. I, Radio Whisper, would like to have a moment of silence for all those lost lives. Thank you. May their souls find peace in the Force. A warrant has been issued for the arrest of the outlaw Charzon by the order of the Silver Jedi. In more recent news, there is a conflict on Corellia between the CR or Corellian Resistance and the remnant of the One Sith Empire. The battle is ongoing, and it seems that the great people of Corellia still have faith in that broken planet. Us here in the galaxy stand behind you. Give 'em hell, guys. Now, on to some stranger news. I have heard of a new planet being found in the fringe territories of the unknown region, galactic north of the First Order borders. The planet was discovered not by explorers, but open armed conflict with some explorers in the region at the time. Slicers have informed me that they call themselves the Commonwealth. Now, this is a rough translation into basic. Reports say that this is a mainly human race government and use only slug throwers and their other primitive weapons. Still, they have been able to put everyone they had contact with on their backed heels. More info will be relayed on the next broadcast. But it seems the burden has returned. Please excuse me while I deal with this problem. A word from our non-sponsors. Galactic Trading Incorporated. Have you ever wanted to transport anything and everything? What about transporting things from the core to the outer rim? Well, GTI can get that done for you. Based out of Commodore, we have access to some of the best trading lines available, as well as having well-maintained ships and fantastic engines, along with highly trained deckhands and crew members, and very veteran captains. We can get your shipments where they need to be safely, and with little to none cost and shipping and handling. If you trade with GTI, you trade with freedom. Thank you, and have a good day. Okay, it seems we have put a stop to them. Now, on to government news. The Galactic Alliance has placed in motion more construction plans for the development of the Coruscant infrastructure. They have requested new government contracts with any construction agency willing to assist with the redevelopment. A tabloid from Solist Alliance News has stated that the development of new planets joining the Alliance is their top priority, as well as securing its new allies' borders. The new Alliance posters are stating that joining the Alliance is a win for the good guys. Moving on to the Order, the Silver Jedi are currently reeling from their latest retreat after one of their commanders turned and attacked innocent civilians. They have not surrendered to the invasion or rebellion of the Korriban sector, but they have yet released any details of their new battle plans. Us here at Underground Radio believe they will not be like the Republic and will not go so quietly into the night. Though they have stumbled in the darkness, Underground Radio still believes the Order is just, and thank them for their transparency. Moving on to more enjoyable news, the Mandalorians are currently celebrating their latest triumph against the Republic before the fall. Lights and shouting of the united clans can be heard light years away, and reports of children being woken up on the dark side of Coruscant are still coming in. Don't drink too much out there, guys and gals. I'm sure the Mandalore will keep you busy next week. Have a round on us at Underground Radio. Now, moving on to the First Order. News from the First Order is that the Grand Moff's health is still great, and happiness of the Order is on the rise after the death of the Supreme Leader, Aram Kalesh. Sources from the intel gathered from the First Order blame the underground who are hiding in the Cathol outback. A statement from the underground leadership states they are not responsible for the Supreme Commander's death. I have been notified that there are treaty talks between the First Order and planets of the Aljak sector. Am I saying that right? Okay. Word from the region is that the talks are happening within nominal bounds, and all parties are agreeing to the annexation. And the last news of the day, the master weapon that was reported above the planet of Castamere has resulted in the conflict between other galactic nations and rogue Sith elements from the previous One Sith Empire. The battle has lasted for the last couple days now, and the battle has brought an untold amount of deaths, as news has been coming in, excluding the First Order, who have sent out a press release stating that a few platoons of soldiers were injured in the conflict, and there were quite a few people who were transferred to outlying border outposts without notifying their next of kin. I have now been notified that the weapon was damaged and crashed into the planet Castamere. I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen, but many people that were unable to escape have died as the planet has become uninhabited. It has now been reported that the planet and the weapon were destroyed as the weapon fell from the sky and into the planet.
Arrest them! Hold it right there.
I guess this is the end of the broadcast. People have found me. Watch out for my next broadcast in the next few weeks. Goodbye, citizens of the galaxy.
We are still analyzing the data from the attack, but we can confirm that General Ares Noon's task force did encounter enemy